Yes, as promised, I always invite a guest who is like amazing and super amazing. Yet another episode, and today also we have a guest who is an amazing personality. And the best part I like about her is her unshakable confidence. I believe that, if you have that energy, that high energy, high confidence, that is what you reflect, that is what you spread across to other people as well, right? So she is Tulika Srivastav, guys, and she's a TEDx speaker. Yes, she's an edtech mentor. She calls herself an edtech guru. Okay, and she's a startup advisor too. She has her own company, plus she, helps the sales manager to grow their businesses. So put your hands together for Tulika Srivastav. Hi, Tulika.
Hi,
Welcome to Speak Out Club. Welcome to my podcast.
Hi, Priyanki. Thank you for inviting me for this lovely and interactive podcast.
I'm
Thank you
so
so
glad
much.
to have you here. So,
Pleasure is all mine.
great. So let's get started. So my first question to you, Tulika, is that what made you, a tech guru? Like, what thought, what was that calling when you decided that okay, I'm going to help startups, I'm going to help sales manager do more sales, I'm going to help people. So what was that calling? At what point of your life? We want, or you all want to know the, what is that? Back of the screen story.
Okay, so I have to take you down my past for that. So I started off, I did my MBA from Kanpur University, and my majors were into sales and marketing. So being a salesperson, I started off my career into sales in the beginning from the banking industry. So education happened to me by chance, although I had always been very passionate about academics, a good being a good student, and always been passionate about education. But somewhere down the line, while I was making up my career, the money took over. And when I was into then being a woman and being an Indian woman, marriage happened, kids happened. So you have to let go of you have to make some compromises, and you have to let go of your corporate career. So I also did that. And what best you can do is to become a teacher. So I became a teacher by chance because that was something which was a getaway for me, um, from the home, and I was feeling that okay, I'm doing something for myself, and so family was not getting affected. You were doing something for yourself to keep yourself engaged, and so teaching happened to me by chance. One of my very close friend who was a principal in the school, and she asked me, just please come and start teaching. And you have been doing, and I said, see, teaching is not my cup of tea, and how would I do that? She said, treat the students as your sales customers and start teaching and training them. So from there, that journey started, and when it started, I gradually liking being into school. I like teaching student because the kind of response you get from these children was like so amazing. But while I was growing, so I have taught in very, I was lucky enough to get hired by a couple of good schools in Bangalore and very renowned schools of Bangalore. So I had the opportunity of teaching in good schools over here. Some CBSC and international schools also. While I was teaching, so I taught for approximately 10 years, and while I was teaching, I did my B.Ed also because I felt that this was my calling. Uh, but I was feeling a vacuum over there. I always felt that there was a challenge that, okay, the teachers are only doing a very mundane and monotonous job, and that is why they don't enjoy what they are doing. And me being a very involved in my teaching, I always used to integrate other subjects also into my teaching. So I was a math teacher, and being a math teacher, how to make a subject interesting for the students was a big challenge. So I have incorporated other subjects also. I used to add on a lot of real life examples. So I was very driven towards what next I can bring into the to the society and to the especially for the education world. That's how I started, and somehow while I was going through that journey, I also felt that the teacher community is a very fixed, they have a very fixed mindset. They don't have a growth mindset because nobody is there to guide them, nobody is there to lead them and show them that path, that okay, there are multiple ways to do that. So I completed my teacher training diploma from Cambridge University, and that's how the education, the edtech journey started. So I was hired by one of the very good companies in India, which is called as the Exceed Education. So I started off my career through that, and I saw a revelation there with the how they had been working towards the teachers or the principals or the parents per se or the students. So there are basically four stakeholders, and how they have been catering to the needs of all these four stakeholders. So how to run the schools, then how to train the teachers, how to take care of the parents, because everybody, parents are sending their children to the schools with so much of confidence, because maximum time the child is spending in the school, and they need they trust the schools the most after their home environment, and the child also feel most secure in the school environment. So how to create the academics fun for the students, so how to cater to the needs of, when we were growing up, I saw the difference that, and so when I was a student, then when I became a teacher, and then when I became a trainer, I felt a difference that okay, there are multiple types of learners, there are three types of learners, and every learner has a different need. Everybody learned differently, but where we were coming from our childhood, we were only in a believed in a chalk and talk method. There was only the teacher was speaking, and the few of the students will answer the questions, and the rest of them will just become the mere spectator. So now when I moved into the tech industry, I realized that there are multiple ways to teach the students. And I have been, when I was struggling as a teacher, that I used to come up with my own innovative methods. Sometimes those were approved, sometimes they were not approved. And when I started doing it, I said, oh, the education can actually make a difference. So I had the privilege of working with some really good organization into the edtech world, and then it was time for me to take another leap of faith, and I started off my own edtech company. Initially I started off with the just for the kindergarten students, because I wanted to do the pilot with the kindergarten students, because they are more receptive, and if you are able to make a difference in the initial foundation years, you can move further. So I really got very good response, and then I moved ahead and moved on to till grade 5, and now I am moving on till grade 8. So my edtech company is catering to the needs of K8 students and the school. So I have been providing the entire digital tool to the students and to the teachers, which is into digital also and into publication also. So it's a learning platform which we are providing to the schools, which is
Okay.
catering to the needs
So
of
it's a
them.
learning
So
platform.
that's how the journey had started for
Great,
me.
great. So that's a huge transformation,
Yes.
being an excellent teacher to a trainer, then to an entrepreneur, right? Still, the journey is on. So, with this, my second question is, Tulika, the top three challenges which you have faced to reach here where you are today. Because when you are striving for growth and you are a completely growth person, like you cannot be there stagnant. Like you want to grow. So that's what I can feel from your whatever you said in your conversation, right? So, what were the top three challenges which you have faced to come here, reach here at this position where you are today? Because I believe that, the more challenges you face, the more confident you become as a person, right? So, as this is, whatever I do revolves around the confidence, revolves around public speaking. So, yeah, three challenges.
So, Priyanka, before I start off with the challenges, let me tell you the challenges only come when you follow your
Tulika, give
passion.
me a second.
Sure,
I'm just finding my earphones.
sure.
Actually, your voice is little.
Feeble?
I'm able to hear it, but it's little low. Sorry, please continue.
Am I audible now? Okay. So Priyanka, before I get on to the challenges, I let me just tell you that challenges only you feel challenged when you are following your passion and when you are gritty to achieve something in life. So unless until you are gritty or you are not passionate about anything, you will not find it challenging at all, right? So it is very important for you to build that force which will navigate you towards your unlocking your potential,
On potential.
your confidence. And when you are gritty enough to look upon your own personal growth only and you are moving towards the path of learning, that is the time when you find that okay, the challenges are coming your way. So when you are asking about the challenges, I would tell you the first challenge what I thought was in the beginning was the self doubt. That, like I told you in the beginning of my conversation also, that when I moved into academics, although I was coming from a sales background, and being a good student always, what happened was the self doubt was there. The first thing which came into my mind was, will I be able to do that? Right. So that is something. And when you start off with that connotation that okay, am I going to do justice with that? So if that self doubt, that struggle in the early stages of that journey, and when you overcome that fear, so I had the question, then I took that as a head-on challenge, and then how I overcame that challenge, and there was that inner voice which was telling me, so what if you fail? Maybe your one lecture will not go good, but then let's work together so that the next lecture could do better. Today 3 students have shown interest in your have given answer to your questions. Tomorrow maybe 10 will come, maybe the next day or by the next month the entire class will understand what you are teaching. So you I took that as a challenge, and never feared with my failures. If I was fumbling or there was any failure, it always gave me the confidence to boost up and uh, come back again as a winner and rise like a phoenix. So that self doubt, I always never gave up on my self doubt. So this was one thing where I never gave up on my self doubt. That was one thing. Then second was the work life balance. Now, being a Indian woman, you are not just the
No
uh,
choice. You
just
don't
the
have the choice, but
you
you have
don't
to
have the
manage both.
choice. You are just not a professional. You have a family to look after. You have a lot of other things. You can't leave your home. You can't leave your work. So to maintain that work-life balance, and unfortunately, our society or our internal ecosystem doesn't support us that well. Sometimes they support, and not everybody is lucky enough to have that kind of an ecosystem where you can balance both the lives. So it becomes very challenging for women to have that kind of work life balance. So luckily, I prioritize, I set my boundaries, I made everybody understand. I had my own buckets that, okay, this time I prioritize this thing, that when I'm with family, I'm completely with family. When I'm with on my work, then I'm completely involved in my work. And this work, you should not go with the baggage of that, okay, you are, when you are going to your workspace, then you are carrying the baggage of your home, and when you are at your home, then you are bringing the baggage of your workspace to your home. So you should hold hang those baggages outside your houses, and then you come inside, then only you will be able to manage and deal with the situation. So to have and maintain that work life balance was one of the second thing which I really worked upon in my favor. And the third thing was, um, I would say, in a Hindi there is a word called behrupia, like you camouflage, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you should know how to camouflage your emotions. Sometimes it is very, very important for, again, being a woman, I'm telling you, you should have that, you should know how to camouflage and how to create that facade to show that thing. Sometimes we do feel challenged, we do feel scared, we do feel nervous, we do feel underconfident, but never show it to the person whom you are talking to. Right? It is very, very important, be it your professional front or your personal front. You should be able to control your emotions. That is very, very important, because that is going to really, really help you to go on a successful path, on a path of success and growth. So these are the three things which I really worked upon, which was challenging enough, and I really, really worked hard, and it was not very easy. But now I can say I have reached a space where I can manage
Both.
and deal with my
Successful.
challenges decently.
Excellent, excellent. You brought out very important factors. Just to summarize, you started with self-doubt. Guys, I would like to say that if you are going through the stage called as self-doubt, it means you should be happy that the next step is the very next step is confidence, right? So
Absolutely.
this thing is you have to just be there. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep speaking. You have to take up opportunities or whatever you're going through in your life. Just you have to, as Talika rightly mentioned, that she never gave up on her self doubt, because that will keep coming at every stage. It's not like the initial stages you have self doubt, and you when you reach to a certain point, the self doubt is completely gone. It's not like that. It will keep coming, but yes, the intensity will keep decreasing, because you have, we have one, or you have won over it over a period of time, right? That is one thing. Second thing, work life balance. Okay, I am really able to relate to this, because today I can say very proudly that I'm able to manage both. Okay, I have two daughters, and I have set an empire in the online world, right? So at home, I can at least see my kids what they're doing, so that gives me a lot of satisfaction as a mom. So I'm very happy to say that I'm a good mom as well as a good entrepreneur, right? So now, okay, it took time. There was a journey. It was not like suddenly something came up and then I became the queen who is able to manage both the things. I also went through that, and that was painful, but then I never gave up, right? Because I was very confident about my Speak Out Club was my brainchild. And it was like, I always tell my husband that I have three children, two daughters and one is Speak Out Club, right? Because
True.
initially it is also like your kid, it demands attention. You have to give 24 hours, you know.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. And when being in a startup space, it takes a lot out of you. And just to add on to what you are saying, Priyanka, is that when you are maintaining this work-life balance, sometimes we feel that okay, we are not respected. But when you are consistently doing the same thing, you are not doing that, okay, 5 days you are doing this, and the next after few days you are not doing this, after few months you leave it. When you're consistently doing and being confident and believing in your dreams, believing in your journey, believing in your profession, then your family will start respecting you. Sometimes, as the mothers, we feel that, okay, I am working hard 24 by 7, like you said. I'm not able to give that, that mother is giving so much of attention and time to their child. I am not able to pack a tiffin box for my child, or I missed out on that PTM on time, or I have missed out on her one of the homeworks which I need to help her out in doing it, and poor child has to struggle on her own. Trust me, that guilt is internal guilt, but your children are be able to overcome that, and they will respect you more. That okay, no, irrespective whatever it is, my mother, rather than giving me a quality time, whatever the time she gave me, it was quality and made some sense, and made them, help them become a good human being. So
exactly.
always we should work towards helping your children to become a good human being.
Exactly. And that's just a taboo in the Indian society, that a typical mother is the one, that's the right parenting, that you keep nagging your children, do this, do not do this, do. So I'm not a typical mom. I, as you said, I make sure that I spend quality time with my kids. And the best part is, I think there can be no feeling better than being a role model to your children.
Oh,
I feel
absolutely.
I feel so good when my daughter, she just in my society, she shows, she just opens Amazon and she shows to her friends, what my mom has written a book and that's on Amazon. What? And suddenly I see a bunch of children coming to my house and then, hi, auntie, we just came to meet you. Right. So that's a feeling. It's like, I think, I mean, like you bring up better children when you yourself set an example for others, for the
Yeah,
society. So your children look at you that way. And that somewhere gives you a lot of confidence because, slowly and gradually, when you're consistent, you take up a lot of responsibilities. And when you look back, suddenly, oh my God, I'm able to do this, do this. Okay, give me more responsibilities. I'm
exactly,
able to do
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Right. So that is a wonderful feeling. And
So
coming,
what we do sometimes, what we feel, we just what you when you were saying that, the one thing came to my mind was that it is very important as a woman to keep yourself happy. Most of the time we women forget to keep ourselves happy, because if we are not happy, we are not able to keep our surrounding happy. So it is very important that you yourself, आप अपने फेवरेट खुद बनिए. तो जब तक,
exactly, मैं
till the
खुद की
time you are
favorite
not,
हूँ.
yes, till the time you are not your favorite and you don't love yourself, you will not be able to love your passion, you will not be able to follow your passion, you will not be able to justify your profession, your work life, and you will not be able to justify your personal family life as well. So it is very important to love yourself.
Exactly. Self love is the first
Self
step
love is the
towards
best thing.
any
Yeah,
kind of growth, right?
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
coming to the last point, which you said, emotional independence. Oh my God, I've gone through this a lot. I was even just 5 years back. Today I'm 39. Till the time I was 33, 34, I was a kid in terms of, managing my emotions. If you ask me, I used to cry, on the phone. Talking to my husband, I start crying. I even remember that. Talking to my younger sisters, I start crying. And there was a point, 1.5, 2 years back, while I started off Speak Out Club. Um, Nobody supported me. Okay, so I have lost both my parents, like mom and dad. So the major people who are with me are my two sisters, my husband, right, my kids. That's it. So now when these people did not support me, that what is this like? If
You feel betrayed. You feel betrayed.
yes, you feel alone in the journey, and
Yeah,
that is the time when you have to be emotionally strong. So
yeah,
see, now understand one thing, that you are, whatever you're doing is very different, and it's not their mistake. Okay, whatever they have seen, they have heard, they will feel that and they'll speak that, right? So it's the problem of Indian society. Even now, people think that like getting a secure job is everything, earning 1 lakh rupees a month is everything, going
true.
abroad and settling down is everything, right? So in that process, you kill your own potential. You don't know. See, unless you experiment that journey, unless you start or do something in that, how will you know that you cannot do it, right?
Mm.
But then I was very much affected by these things when my own sisters, my husband, they were like, whenever I used to share some achievement, something, they used to give me a blank face and no response. So that somewhere teared me a lot from within. But today I have thankfully, fortunately, I have reached to a point, koi farak nahi padta, right? Because I
Exactly.
believe so much in my own program. I believe so much in myself. So the self love, I mean, I have been practicing for years, and today it has like gone to this level, and then nothing matters actually. So koi, trust kare na kare, somebody believes you, doesn't believe you, doesn't matter at all.
It
And
doesn't matter.
when you reach to this state, that is when the magic happens. That is when you see results, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. You hit the nail. That it is very, very important. That when you believe in something, and being a woman, again, we all tend um, to follow others' path. We have always been a followers because we have seen it, and it's not our fault. We Indian women are conditioned like that.
We are conditioned that way.
We are conditioned like that. We have seen our grandmothers doing the same thing. We have seen our mothers doing the same. We have seen our sisters doing the same. All the elderly women in our family, all the women in our family, we have been programmed like that, irrespective of whether you are doing good at your work or not. And that's where, when I was talking about the self doubt crops in from there. because from the day you are born you have been programmed or conditioned in such a way that it is all about self doubt. That be it okay when you are going out also, you will see yourself at least 10 times in the mirror. Am I looking nice? Am I looking presentable? You will seek for validation from people around you. Okay. And the validation, if that is not coming from your
Close, near
internal,
and dear
your
one.
close circle, then you feel lost, irrespective how much of recognition you are getting in your external space. But if that validation and acceptance you are not getting in your personal space, you feel incomplete. And that's the challenge with most of the women of today, is that they feel incomplete because they are successful in their professions, but they are not getting that validation and acceptance at home. Either that validation is either missing out from the children, or from husband, or from the family itself. So that self doubt crops in, and that's the reason why we are scared of taking that leap of faith and take that jump, that okay, I can do it, irrespective you are there standing by my side or no. वो भाड़ में जाओ वाला एटीट्यूड हम लोगों के पास में है नहीं. So that is where we are still looking for that, and we feel hurt, we feel scared most of the time. But trust me, when we do well, and again I'm telling you with my experience, when you stand by on your dream, and you stick around, that what you want to do, and when your family will see that you are able to succeed in your life, which you also said that you did it eventually, that you took that leap of faith and you started doing, and when you became successful, they all started believing in you. so
True.
so family will not go anywhere. Most of the time we don't dare to dream is only because we are not getting acceptance, that immediate validation or acceptance from the family. So hold on, I would say, wait, and let's follow your path, because you know yourself better. Whether you will be able to take it further or not, it is your dream. They cannot visualize your dream. So it is very important for us to follow our path, our vision, our goal. And just वो कहते हैं ना कि अर्जुन का जो वो एक लक्ष्य था, आपको अपने लक्ष्य की तरफ चलते रहना है कंसिस्टेंटली. एंड the day you will achieve it, everybody will come around. So it is very, very important that we should stick around to our dreams, and with conviction and passion intact. So that's
True.
really, really very important for all of us as a women.
True, true. That was a wonderful, discussion which came up, and which should definitely address to the questions which, generally my audience has. Like, okay, ये self doubt आता कहाँ से? From where is this self doubt coming? Why am I scared to take any decision in life, or even going to the stage, or even if I get an opportunity to speak in front of people in a normal informal birthday party, why do I feel nervous, right? So the point is, the reason is the conditioning, the programming, as Tulika said, that so we all are programmed in a negative way. Okay, like people have always told you your shortcomings. They have always told you कि ये तुमसे नहीं होगा, छोड़ दो, right?
Right.
ये तो अच्छे से इसको लिखना ही नहीं आता, इसको तो बोलना ही नहीं आता. That's how I grew up.
Right.
So I
Right.
belong to a very small town in Orissa. So I grew up listening to, I mean, my dad's friends, my teachers, my friends, my friends' friends. Everybody told me that ये तो गूंगी है, ये तो कुछ बोलती नहीं है. She is a dumb fellow. She is not smart at all. ये तो कुछ बोलती ही नहीं है. That's how. Nobody told me that I'm a brilliant speaker. I can speak so well. I can express so well. Nobody told me that. I discovered it. I mean, maybe I was 28, 29 when I went to Bangalore, right? So that is when I really explored myself. So that is how everybody is conditioned, right? Because I mean, every typical Indian family is the same. It's not their mistake, right?
It,
But
it's
then,
not it's not their mistake. And what we have as a woman, so few tips which I really worked upon is that that which I think, if you have time and you can really want to move towards public speaking, and you really want to build up your confidence, is like you rightly address. So I also come from a joint family, and a very small town in MP called Gwalior. I grew up in a joint family, and आपकी आवाज कहीं ना कहीं दब जाती है, right? So you are not able to express yourself. Um, the one thing which helped me, and I would suggest that if women have time, when they have free time, rather than going around talking on phone and talking, or gossiping or doing other things, be it at home or anywhere, it is very important for women to read, right? If you read, if you are empowering yourself, you are when you know about things, you will be able to communicate it well, you will be able to process the things well, and you will be able to talk about those things. So it is very important for you to read about things. It is very important for you. We, again, as women, have a habit of justifying ourselves. Okay. So we react to every situation wherever we are in. Okay. We, every time we become very defensive about things. So it is very important for you, us as women, that start, do not react. We as women should learn to listen. Okay, don't just wait for the right time to respond, do not react. It is very, very important. And what happened with us as women, that okay, if somebody said something to us, we become very defensive, or हम तुरंत justification देने लगते हैं, तुरंत we get on to that mode of okay, no, we, no, this happened because I had, but this happened, I did this because it happened. Irrespective, you are not answerable to anybody. You did certain things because you felt it was right for you. So be always confident, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of your situations, read, talk, connect with the current world. What are the trends which are going on? Be it the children, if you want to connect with the children, what are the things which connect with the children today? What are the trends which are going on in the market which will connect you with our generation? What are the trends, or what are the things which the elder generation is following us? So to connect with people, it is very important that we need to be aware of our surrounding and people around us. So be always very vigilant and focused and observer and absorb. So these are the two things which I always worked upon, that read, observe people, absorb things, and then respond rather than reacting. So
Yes,
these are the
exposure
things
is
which
very important because
these are the things we as women should do it, but unfortunately we are not working towards it. And then work on your vocabulary. Sometimes it happens, and your vocabulary
that
can,
lowers your confidence.
yeah, vocabulary is something which you can enhance while you are reading. So when you read, it doesn't have to be a book or anything. It can be a simple newspaper. Read 2 3 newspapers every day, or read anything. Now we are in the digital medium also. Read anything and everything which is there on the web. Go and read the information, current affairs, trends, fashion, culinary, food, anything. You, whatever is your interest area, but you need to read to connect to people. So these are few things which will help people to become good speakers, and they can come in confidence, because public speaking only need two things, which is your communication skills and your confidence. So these are the only two skills which is needed for you to connect with the people around. So just work on these things, and I think that will definitely help the people to go up further in life.
Great, great. So with this, we move on to the next question. So I think we have partially discussed the answer already. So what? So the question is like how to overcome the fear of public speaking. So how to deal with that fear of public speaking?
So, like I have already mentioned, of how did I dealt with this? That I made small groups. Okay, so when I started talking to people, initially I used to write it down, write my thoughts, because I was not able to. I used to feel that okay, I might forget what I want to say. So I always used
Preparation.
to, yes. So my planning and preparation was very, very important. So I used to plan, prepare. If somebody was telling me something, I used to note it down or jot it down on paper, that okay, this is what is expected out of me. And then so that's how I used to read a lot. I used to read lots of newspaper, anything on browser, anything on anywhere I get to know about. So luckily I was into a traveling job that really helped me learn a lot about culture, learn a lot about people, food, connecting with the people. And when you talk to strangers, sometimes we don't talk to strangers, we are scared of talking to strangers. And trust me, when I started talking to strangers, definitely you have to read the energy of the people. And if you feel comfortable enough, you just start talking to people because they are nobody, they don't know you, so they will not judge you. So start talking to people who will not be able to judge you. Go to coffee shops. I used to go and sit for hours in the coffee shop, observe people, talk to them, discuss with them. And that's how I build up confidence, because when I started getting reaction from people that, oh, she knows things, she's aware of this thing. And when I started getting validation, when I started getting approval of what I was talking about, that really helped me out. So reading is very important. Planning is very important, that you note down what you want to say. Let's say if you're writing a mail to somebody also, just read, draft it in your head first, then write it down on paper. Now there are multiple tools also available which will help you. If you're writing a very basic mail, try to use the synonyms of that, right, which will help you make a very enriched mails or enriched grammar. Now chat gpt is also there. Please take help of chat gpt to frame your answers, to frame your communication. That they can use. A lot of ai generative modes are there now. A lot of communication skill modes are there where you can learn to pronounce certain words, you can learn how to use which word where. Mm, Talk slowly. That is one thing. You don't have to always, if you don't know anything, it's okay, and you can say, sorry, I don't know about it. You don't have to just go back and keep talking about the discussions and mull over that. Okay, you are just working around the discussions. Leave it. It's absolutely fine if you don't know anything. You don't have to be always aware of everything. So just leave the discussions there if you are not aware of it. But yes, go back home and see what was that person talking about, which I was not aware of. So always self-reflection is very important. So planning and preparation, self-reflection, and then practice it in the on the field, on the home ground, or wherever you are. Start off with your children first, because children are the first people who will not judge you, but at the same time they will give you the first hand reaction also, or feedback too. Go to your husband, go to your family people, and then start working towards it. If you want to talk about certain things which you are not aware of, start talking. If they initiate the discussion, sometimes you initiate discussions rather than they wait for other people to initiate the discussion. So start the discussions where you feel confident about. So start the discussion about the topics where you are confident that, okay, you can hold the conversation for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you can that will help you out in boosting your confidence. So start doing that. Start holding the conversation, start initiating the conversations. And these are certain things which you can really work upon to enhance your communication skills and to your public speaking skills.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tulika, for that. I mean, your inputs were really valuable. The best part I liked was when you said that talk to strangers, they do not judge you. I think the biggest fear of public speaking is, are people judging me? Am I looking good? Okay, are people? So my mentor, one of my mentors used to say, "सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग," right? So I would just want to say that it is true that it's just going on in your mind. Okay, like, will people judge me? Nobody has time to think about you. When as a speaker you're going on stage, they are very excited, they are happy to listen to you, they are not judging you in a negative way. Even if they are judging, so that's okay, right? Like, we all judge now, people by looks. We all judge the books by its cover. So that's absolutely okay. Now the moment you start speaking, they'll stop judging and they'll start listening to you, right? So the best part to practice this, come out of this thought that, okay, are people judging me, is talk to strangers, right? Because they don't know you. And then so I think talking to strangers is also a very for me at least it was a very big thing, like I always used to be scared, like mm, वो क्या सोचेगा, वो क्या सोचेगी, right? So the moment I started just Mel Robbins rule, 1 2 3, go and talk, that's it. I I
Correct.
I started realizing that it's not that big, okay? They are also human beings, and they that people are people, they are nice to you, so just go and talk, okay? And yes, of course, self-reflection very important, and as she also mentioned, initiating conversation. Okay, that itself is a huge, it's a big technique which I have applied, because by nature I am an introvert. Even now, people do not believe. My students do not believe when I say that I'm an introvert, right? So
That's really a thing, because I am also an introvert. And you won't believe it, most of the public speakers, when you talk to them, they will say that I'm an introvert, I don't have much of friends, but they have uplifted themselves by talking to stranger.
exactly.
So that is one thing, they all have done it. So you will, this is the irony, but all public speakers are like that.
Yes, yes, yes. And initiating a conversation is such a huge technique to, get over this, because introverts generally feel that, no, no, I don't like social gatherings. I don't like talking to people. So once you go and do it, you come out of that fear. The fear is just big in your mind, right? Just go and talk, initiate a conversation, and all your fear goes away there, right? Because
Absolutely.
that is the moment when you're respecting yourself. You're respecting your own point of view. You're putting it across, right? So that itself gives you so much of confidence, right? Definitely preparation and planning. So that is something which I do even now. Okay, it's not, I won't say that, okay, I have 10 years of experience as a trainer, so I am like, I can even speak for hours without preparation. Sorry, I'm not that kind of person. Even now I prepare, right? I
Yeah.
plan and I write. Okay, I write the pointers. So even now I do it as a kid. So preparation is very, right? Excellent. So, Tulika, my last question is, what is your last message to my audience, my fellows who feel that I'm nervous, I'm hesitant, I am shy, I cannot speak. So, what is your last message to them?
um so my last message would be that, like I said earlier also, love yourself. Love yourself and embrace your journey. It is very, very important. So whatever your journey is, you need to embrace it with the open arms. Love yourself, and no matter what, wherever you are at this point of time, the life is going to get better. The life is not going to go worst. So always keep on moving towards that ray of hope, that light of positivity, and keep moving in that direction. Remember one thing, that the growth doesn't happen overnight. You have to really work towards it. And when you will keep on moving on that same path consistently, the growth will definitely come your way. Do not get scared of the setback and challenges. Take them head on and be gritty towards your own progress, because this is going to help you to go on your own growth path and get progress and get whatever you want to achieve. So keep moving forward even when you feel it's hard. You are closer to your goals than you think.
Wow, amazing, super amazing. So that was the best one, that is self love. So even if things are very, very difficult, but if you love yourself, I think things become less difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, when the self love is there, you start believing in yourself. I think that's the biggest thing in the world. Forget about people. I'm the Rajnikant of my own story. That's what I tell myself.
Absolutely.
Always, and I tell this to practice, my all my clients, I tell them that always say that whatever word, see, the word Rajnikant suits me, okay, and I feel comfortable, I use that all the time. It's my affirmation, I am the Rajnikant of my own story, right? So whatever word suits you, like I'm the hero of my story, I'm the superhero of my story.
like I said that मैं खुद की favorite हूँ, so I'm more of a Kareena Kapoor fan then.
Yes,
So
yes,
so yes, so you have to have your own dialogue. You have to have your own mantra, I should say.
yes, yes. Great. Thank you so much, Tulika, for your presence. Like your inputs were really, really valuable, and my audience has benefited a lot. I can assure that to you people. So do listen to this podcast. And thank you so much,
Thank you,
Talika,
Priyanki,
for
for
being.
inviting me for this lovely interactive podcast. And I really appreciate the kind of work you are doing for the people. The motto behind your entire podcast series is amazing, and I think I'm sure a lot of people will be benefited. And being a woman, I really believe in the progress of other women. So and you are doing a terrific job at it. So really, you go for it, and all the best to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.